One of the worst things about the 2016 presidential election is the Seth Rich murder mystery, and it has been used by the right so heavily in terms of propaganda that it makes me very happy to see that that Seth Rich's family is fighting back by suing Fox News over fraudulent reports. And it's not just Fox that were pushing this narrative. I mean, my God, Alex Jones brings this kind of crap up constantly. Just the other day in Republican circles or right-wing circles, there was articles talking about how Seth Rich was confirmed by his parents to be the DNC leak, even though there was no actual evidence of an interview with his parents coming out having said that. And then a couple days later, we find out that Fox is being sued by them for fraudulent reporting. If that if that narrative was true about his parents confirming it, then why the hell would they sue Fox News? They wouldn't. They wouldn't, but they've asked people to stop politicizing their son's death. But people on the right like to use it as a way of pushing this narrative that just, it sounds like something you'd find like in a Tom Clancy or John Grisham novel, but it doesn't feel reflective of what really happened. And maybe it did. But again, this is not where things are anymore. You know, you have to move. It's been a couple years. You got to move on. .org. The parents of a Democrat Party employee who was shot and killed in 2016 are suing Fox News for spreading a conspiracy about his death. After their son Seth Rich died, the cable network made an unsubstantiated link between his death and the WikiLeaks disclosure of hacked DNC emails. Now, part of that came from many people online claiming that he was the person. I think that Kim.com has made the claim. He said that he knew that it was Seth Rich, but then again, Kim.com is in this battle himself with the United States government over copyright and intellectual property infringement, and as a result of that, I'm sure he will say anything and everything in order to get the case dropped against him. And I don't blame the guy for wanting to get out of his legal troubles, but he's been talking about this for a while and never provided the evidence, at least a smidge of evidence, to back up his claim. Now, Joel and Mary Rich have filed a lawsuit that says Fox News intentionally exploited their son's murder. Well, to be fair, what news outlet hasn't exploited someone's murder? I just want to put that out there. I mean, really. Can you name one that hasn't? No, you can't. The May 2017 Fox story was retracted by the network after a week. A Fox News spokesperson says we cannot comment on this pending litigation, obviously. The lawsuit asks Fox News to investigate reporter Malia Zimmerman and Fox News guest Ed Butowski that spread false and fabricated facts that caused emotional harm. Mr. and Mrs. Rich said in a statement, "No parent should ever have to live through what we have been forced to endure," according to the U.S. media. And the thing with that, though, is I would agree. The situation surrounding his death is, in fact, interesting. It is very interesting. They haven't been able to get a lead on it. Sometimes these things happen. People out there want to believe that he was a person who leaked the DNC emails, that it wasn't a hack by the Russians, or it wasn't WikiLeaks working on behalf of the Russians. They want to try to treat it as this was an inside source. And I understand why they want to use that narrative. I do. I get it. But there's been no evidence to support that. And if there has been, WikiLeaks has not shown it. Kim.com has not shown it. Fox.com ran with it because it was a hot topic issue, and now they find themselves in an illegal battle as a result of this kind of false reporting. And that is a problem that many people out there, when you talk about these issues, have to deal with. Speculation is the basis of a lot of op-eds. A lot of people speculate about a lot of things all the time. I'll make a comment on Twitter about one thing, and then someone else will speculate that, I don't know, I'm some kind of part of some secret cabal to rip YouTube off or something, based upon me saying like, hey, patreon.com/Monday. It's the weirdest stuff in the world what people will come up with, but they're protected under the First Amendment by doing so. However, if you spread false and fake news, it can get you in a lot of trouble. Now, the lawsuit adds, it goes on to say, the pain and anguish that comes from seeing your murdered son's life and legacy treated as a mere political football is beyond comprehension. I'm sure there are other people out there that would agree with you, completely agree with you. The lawsuit adds, Fox continued to exploit the sham story because it was good for ratings, which is also true. It was a hot topic issue at the time that mostly went underground, but there are still people out there that are still talking about it. Very similar to the Pizzagate scandal that was ultimately not a scandal. It was a non-issue overall, but there are people out there that are still running around YouTube making daily Pizzagate videos. So it's a huge thing that still goes on. People run with this stuff because the conspiracy side of it, the mystery, the intrigue is enough to keep people engaged. And when these people run out of ideas to talk about, I think they'll take any backwards anonymous 4chan Reddit post or whatever and treat it as absolute irrefutable truth. Because it's confirmation bias, I think is the best way to describe it. Now, the lawsuit adds, Seth Rich, a 27-year-old Nebraska college graduate and DNC staffer, had lived in Washington, D.C. from 2012 until his death in 2016. He was shot in the back in the northwest city of Bloomingdale neighborhood, where residents had reported a spat of gunshot robberies. Following his death, some right-wing media suggested his killing was revenge by figures linked to the Hillary Clinton campaign for allegedly leaking embarrassing DNC emails to WikiLeaks. Yeah, that's how they were trying to turn it against Hillary Clinton. And there are people out there that will probably watch this and go, yeah, but it's totally true. She totally did it. No, you don't have any proof of that. And the fact that Hannity still, 14 months into a Trump president, brings up Hillary Clinton every time he wants to distract from the stupidity of Donald Trump shows you that this is just being used as a scapegoat, as a distraction, and there's no new information on it. As I said, the other day it was trending a little bit, but the information was just a hearsay, and it was just manufactured on some low-level blog that got picked up by larger blogs that were running their mouths about it. And so it doesn't ever get fact-checked. But this lawsuit has been submitted to a court, therefore it is, at this point, a legal matter. Sean Hannity, writers at InfoWars, and Republicans in Congress contributed to spreading the conspiracy theory. Yeah, they did. Prominent Republican Newt Gingrich took up the story after it was published and said Fox News, it wasn't the Russians who hacked the DNC emails. It was this young guy who was disgusted by the corruption at the DNC. There's been no proof of or evidence of any of that from what I've been able to see. It's all speculation and theory, but it sounds good when you're trying to win a presidential election. And it sounds even better when you're trying to use it as a distraction against the crap that's actually going on in our government. Mr. and Mrs. Rich are arguing the lawsuit that Fox News' reaction to the death painted their son as a criminal and traitor to the United States. WikiLeaks itself fueled the conspiracy theory by offering a reward for the capture of Mr. Rich's killer and hinting that he may have been the source of the emails. And again, that was just a good distraction front at the time. I like WikiLeaks. Not so much anymore, because I've said for a long time that they're just actively working with the Russian government at this point. That's what it feels like. If I'm wrong, but it feels like that. It feels like they've just become a puppet for that regime, and they want to, they want to basically protect their source, I think, on a few things, to be honest with you. But my trust level of them as an organization has gone down heavily when I used to look at them with absolute infallible eyes, which is my own problem, I will admit. No evidence has emerged to indicate Mr. Rich provided the emails to the anti-secrecy organization. The Washington Metropolitan Police Department said his murder was part of an armed robbery. The lawsuit filed in the Federal District Court of Manhattan claims Fox spread the false story through lies, misrepresentations, and half-truths with the disregard for the obvious harm that their action would cause Joel and Mary. Now, the thing is, it's not just Fox, but it's InfoWars, it's Newt Gingrich, it's a bunch of other people. So them targeting Fox News specifically does kind of feel like they should be going for everybody and not just one particular person or one particular entity. But at the same time, Fox does have the deepest pockets, so they probably think they can get some kind of settlement, maybe an apology and a retraction. Mr. Butowski, a wealthy Texas businessman sued by the Riches, told CNN on Tuesday night that he does not understand the lawsuit at all. The whole thing has caused an unbelievable damage to my life and my family. And he, that's like pot meat kettle, man. And the idea that somebody is capitalized is ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense to me. He's gone on there. I've seen him pop up on Fox a couple times to talk a few things. People were trying to make this as a way to capitalize. Maybe not through financial gain, but through political gain, political capital, to use it as a way to damage the Democrats, to try to seed doubt amongst Democrats in the country. It's like, wait, the Democrats got revenge on Seth for leaking the DNC emails, which showed the truth of the corruption and all that jazz. Look, if that's happened, it's been 2 years almost, and there's not been one shred of evidence backing it up. There's not been one shred of proof to say that this allegation is real. And it's sad that the family has to go through this. It's sad that their son, who died in what appears to be an armed robbery gone wrong, in an area where there were gunshots. And if you don't believe that the thing is too, people don't like to really talk about the fact that Washington, D.C., like not like Capitol Hill and like, you know, the political side of it, Washington, D.C. as a whole is a very crime-ridden city. It is super, super criminal shit going on there. A lot of crime. And so when I heard about this, I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, it probably makes more sense that he was just shot down in a robbery gone wrong. But then people like to say, well, his laptop wasn't taken. His wallet wasn't taken. All of these things. And that those things have been then put in some kind of custody. You can find Seth Rich conspiracy theory videos on here. And honestly, in regards to YouTube bringing out Wikipedia links to kind of push back against conspiracy theory videos, I do hope that this is one of the first ones that is marked. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't already, thumbs it up, hit on that subscribe, check out 3 Buck Theater, check out Mundane Chats, or if you just want to help support the channel, the best way to do that is patreon.com/mundanemet, link below in the video description. Thank you guys again, have yourself a great day, and peace out.